Hey there, thanks for checking out this edition of What's Happening at Effenberger Vineyards. Well, I'm filming this at the beginning of March, but this is really a recap of what went on in February, which was a weird-ass month. We only had one decent rain event. Normally, February is one of our wettest months, and it was warm in February. The poor vineyard doesn't know what to do. It's kind of stuck between sort of waking up and, wanting to go back to sleep. We're supposed to be getting some more rain this week, I hope. But let me show you what's going on. I got a peach tree that you won't believe the blooms on this thing. Let me show you.
The warm weather has accelerated the arrival of spring. This peach tree here is really popping. And I'm starting to see buds and leaves on the grapevines earlier than normal.
One of the things that I try to do every year is put down some cover crop. We spread seed usually in, December, January, November, somewhere in anticipation of rain. I put that seed out, and when it rains, the seeds germinate. We get a nice cover crop growing. However, February was so damn warm that the seeds didn't do anything. They just sat there. We finally got some rain midway through February, and now that stuff is starting to sprout. Let's take a look.
I was beginning to think I wasted money on the vineyard cover seed I threw out this winter. Finally, after a little rain, it started to grow.
There's the cover crop. There's the compost from last month that we spread underneath the vine rows. And this cover crop right here is going to get mowed down. And as it gets mowed down, it'll compost in place and add more nutrition to the soil. And then if you look down here in the soil, you can see that there's this real dark, rich, crumbly stuff right here. That's actually the grape skins from last year's harvest. I try to compost and reuse everything that comes out of the winery and put it back into the soil, which will help produce better wine in the future here at Effenberger Vineyards. Here's the chipper I picked up to grind up these stalks that we're pruning off of the grapevines this time of year. It's made by a company called Sunjo, and it's electric, which is cool. I don't have the maintenance of a gas engine to deal with. And this thing will supposedly handle up to 1 3/4 inch pieces of wood, which I haven't tried yet because none of the grape stalks are much more than about 1/2 inch thick. It works great. It's moving through this stuff, and it's the perfect size chipper actually for our little vineyard here in Southern California. So I got to tell you, it would make a hell of a lot more sense for me to just take all the clippings and throw them in the green waste bin that gets picked up by the same people that pick up our trash every week. Save a lot of time. But from a sustainability standpoint, it just seems to me it's the perfect solution. You take what the grapevines are pulling out of the soil, you chip it up and you put it back into the soil, and it's a, even Steven kind of deal there. From a sustainability standpoint, it just makes a lot more sense. And I believe that as the vineyard ages, it's going to be beneficial for the vines themselves. So I'll continue soldiering on with my chipper for the time being. So what I've done here is I've cut down the old shoots in a primary pruning to get rid of most of this excess wood to run through the chipper. And I've left the stuff that's remaining on the vine at about 12 to 15 inches long. And the reason I do this is that if any fungus gets started in this wood, which could eventually kill the plant, if it gets started in here now, by the time I cut this off next month, it'll be gone because it won't have the time to travel down and get into the arm of the plant. And then what we'll do is we'll come by next month and I'll make my decisions. Like on this particular shoot, I'll probably get rid of this one, cut this one right here, and I will get a shoot that comes out from this node here, and there's another node on the other side that'll send up a shoot. And each one of those shoots will produce 2 clusters of grapes. Well, I think I'm going to get in trouble. I had a gopher video last month in the Effenberger Vineyards update. My wife hates these. And unfortunately, we had a request for more gopher videos, and I also have a phenomenal video to show you. It's probably the largest gopher I've ever trapped. It's the size of a friggin' cat. Take a look. Gotta keep these out of the vineyard. They'll kill the vines.
Another thing I do this time of year is apply a dormant spray of lime sulfur. It's organic and cleans up any fungus, spores, or mealybugs that may have overwintered on the vines.
So we've been spraying, we've been pruning, we've been mulching, we've been composting, we've been gophering. It's a busy time of year in February, and I'm not over with the pruning yet, so I got to get back to it. Let me go ahead and show you something that's kind of special. This is the 2022 Effenberger Vineyards Montepulciano. We did not have a Montepulciano in 2021 because we didn't have enough fruit that year, but 2022 worked out really well. We were able to produce a straight-up varietal, and you will love this bottle of wine. It's available at effenbergervineyards.com in our web store. You can pay for it with a credit card. You can come by and pick it up, or we will ship it to you. And I guarantee you will like it. It's a very food-friendly wine, and it's just a pleasure to drink. That's the Effenberger Vineyards 2022 Montepulciano. Well, thank you for checking out this edition of What's Happening at Effenberger Vineyards, where we make effing good wine. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.